Hi, my name is Lauren and I'm a communication design major, and this is my senior degree project. This winter I went to New York City and found myself picturing what it would be like to live there. I wondered how I, being a person who can become overstimulated easily and needs to make time for restful activities, could function well in a place like this. I noticed that the city was always bustling with crowds, noise, and commotion everywhere I went. I also realized there's no easy way to leave the city for many people living there. On top of that, there were not many obvious places within the city that seemed like an escape from the noise and chaos. I wondered how anyone living here, or in any city, were truly able to rest and relax in a healthy way. In this case, I'm referring to rest not as sleep, but as our body's need for reset and downtime. So I decided to research this issue, and started with the question, in what ways can adults who are sensitive to overstimulation and are living in an urban environment find a sense of rest and retreat? The group of people I was planning on gathering information from was pretty simple. They needed to be above 18 for research purposes. They need to live in a city. They need to have experienced stress and overstimulation in their city before. And they need to at least somewhat value rest. To find answers, I started with secondary research and then moved to surveys. I found many studies from sources like Harvard Business Review that said rest actually increases productivity. Being rested helps people better connect with the world and others. And rest is vital to our health and reduces risk of some major issues like coronary heart disease. Tony Schwartz said, "Human beings perform best and are most productive when they alternate between periods of intense focus and intermittent renewal. And I found this to be true in my own life as well as others." From there, I moved on to surveying as many people in cities from all over the world as I could. I started with simple questions like, are you introverted or extroverted, to see if any connections arose from those attributes. About half the people I interviewed were introverted and half extroverted. I also asked them if they were likely to become overstimulated in their city, and I was surprised to see that a significant majority of people said yes. I was not expecting this. How could so many people that are sensitive to overstimulation live their day-to-day lives in a city? On top of that, I found that this answer was not affected by city size. People are overstressed in every city. I also made sure to ask if they valued rest or not. 81% of people said yes. I asked people to list their symptoms of overstimulation, and I found out that pretty serious symptoms like anxiety, headaches, fatigue, and panic attacks were the most common answers. The most common stressors were excessive noise, crowds, constant connection to others and technology, and waiting in lines or traffic. I asked what people did to find rest and a sense of calm, and the majority of people said they needed alone time, time in nature, exercise, and quiet. I drew the conclusions that most people in cities experience overstimulation. Overstimulation is caused by an excess information to the senses, and the way to calm down is to find rest and retreat. Most of this didn't come as a surprise to me, but I found it surprising that so many people knew they needed rest, were aware of the ways to find rest, yet didn't practice them and still felt overstimulated fairly often. This led me to ask the question, how can I help with this disconnect? To offer a solution to this problem, I created an app called Found. I was inspired by the word found because it signifies that something was hidden or lost. In this case, our ability to rest well has been lost, and this app helps you find it. On top of that, the app finds places near the user that they may find restful. I chose a calm, ground and color scheme with a simple layout. The app works by having users record what they look for in a restful place, then suggest places nearby them that they may like. Users are also able to submit places they find restful to the app, and others can review the place for it to potentially be added. I'm now going to take you through the app interface. So welcome to Found. This loading screen allows and encourages users to pause and take a breath. The first screen shows a call to action and explains the mission of Found to the users. This screen explains the general functions of the app through simple icons. Users can then make an account. They are then asked to select their preferences for types of places they find restful. If they aren't sure, they can take a quiz to find out. Users are then given a confirmation of their account and directed to the opening page. This is the page that the app will open to first from now on. It will allow the user to select the city they are in or give suggestions based off of their location. Users are then directed to the homepage and are given a list of nearby locations they might enjoy. For a more filtered list, users can select what attributes they are looking for on that specific day. The app then filters suggestions, and the user can choose a place they'd like to go. This page gives information about the location and offers pictures and reviews. Users are able to share the location in their messages at the top, and add the location to their favorites list. There's also a group of icons next to the name that indicate attributes such as natural or cost money. From this page, the app can direct you to your GPS app. Users are also able to review the location by hitting this icon. Found also allows users to submit locations they love that aren't featured on the app yet. They can add information about the place, a description, picture, and rating of the place's attributes. Users can also rate recently submitted locations by others. If the location gets enough positive feedback, it will become a location on the app. If the user would like to change their preferences, they can navigate to their profile page. Here they can see their current selected preferences and change them, as well as viewing their favorites list. Lastly, if the user needs assistance, they can navigate to the help page and find frequently asked questions, submit a question, or contact found. Overall, this app is needed for people living in cities because it aids the disconnect between knowing they need rest and actually resting. It benefits physical and emotional health by offering alternative ways to use downtime and breaking unhealthy routines. And finally, it encourages curiosity and exploration.